Welcome, everybody. I'm going to speak at this level and make sure that folks online can see us. Eric, there are about 13 people online, even though we only see 4 squares. But
Wow.
and there'll probably be more coming in. Please don't let the dinging of each person coming in distract you or anything like that. So, but we do want to welcome all of the folks who've come in online. Hi, Linda, just waved at us. Oh, here we go. We can
Oh,
see
wow.
everybody.
Sylvia in Tucson.
Let's see. I'm the Reverend Dr. Mike Hegeman. I think everybody in the room knows that, except for our guest up here. Very welcome to this is our Sage and Friends time, but we're having these 8 weeks that we're doing throughout the spring with Dr. Albert Solosa, and looking at different religions. We're focusing on those that come out of Asia, and today we're looking at Sikhism, all right, from the Sikh traditions. So, who was on our cultural tour a week and a half ago? We have about 4 or 5 of us that were on that trip that day, and Eric came and had lunch with us at some point. Right. So we had a wonderful time, and we had a short introduction, but I think very meaningful introduction to the Sikhism down at the Gurdwara. I had to practice my words. Gurdwara, which we'll hear more about what that kind of center or location or temple. I don't know if there's an equivalent word. Is temple an equivalent word? And so we've got lots to learn today. We're so grateful you're here with us. This is our 3rd session. We started just with a general introduction. Then we did Hinduism. Again, on our cultural tour, we were able to stop at a Hindu temple and learned a little bit more about puja, right? Acts of devotion, some of the Bhakti Marga traditions as well. Okay.
Wow.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to turn it over first to Albert Solosa, Dr. Solosa, and he'll introduce our guest. And there'll be a little switching back and forth. We have video as well. And we hope all of our technology works really well. If you're not, we're going to be monitoring. If you've got a comment, first of all, rely on the chat box is easier. If there's a question in the room and you need repeated, we'll try to do that as well if you can't hear a question in the room. So we're going to do our best so the people online have as good experience as those in the room. Okay? Let me turn it over to Albert. Welcome, everybody.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everyone. It's such a fine day. One of those few fine days we have here in Arizona. And so today our focus is Sikhism. And for those of you who were with us during our cultural heritage tour, we visited the Gurdwara. This is the very first Gurdwara in Arizona. And this Gurdwara is the center of the hub of activity of Sikhs. Now, there are more Gurdwaras than that Gurdwara, but that is the oldest and that is the center. And so, first, I would like to introduce a little bit about Sikhism and put it in context. The Sikhs have this golden rule saying, don't create hatred with anyone as God is within everyone. This is a very powerful concept. And I think it's very important to ruminate or to think about the last part of this as God is within everyone. There is that sense of the soul, the eternal self. And so when we greet each other, I greet the God in you. So would I want to hurt God himself or herself? No, I do not want to do that. And so in terms of the history of religions, a lot of religions emanated from South Asia or from what we call the Indian subcontinent. And one of these religions, and I would call modern religion because it came about in the 1400s, is this religion called Sikhism. And this particular religion owes its origins to a very noted guru, Guru Nanak. And then our guest will speak more about this, but he lived between 1469 and 1539. And so if you put the context of the history of the Indian subcontinent, you have one of the most kind of pivotal changes in the history of subcontinent because of the Muslim culture coming into what we know as India. And so we have this way of thinking, and we have this guru who taught us some beliefs and some ways about looking at the world. And so if you look at your your handout today, um, first of all, this notion of God. There's only one God, and this God is without form or gender. Everyone has a direct access to God. Everyone is equal before God. Oh, this is a very powerful Sikh concept, our equality. And a good life is lived as part of the community by living honestly and caring for others. And so that is most important. And so we talked about the caste system in India. And one important concept is that Sikhism is the religion of the householder. We are all equal. We are all householders. And so it's not the priest, it is not the warrior, but it's all of us. And so Sikhs focus their lives in their relationship with God and being part of the community. And so one powerful Sikh concept, I cannot say enough of this, is that they merge belief and action. In some religions, the focus is belief. In Sikhism, you combine both. And I see them, I have been blessed to have community with Sikhs for many years of my life. And so to them, it says on our handout, to live a good life, a person should do good deeds as well as meditate on God. Sikhism doesn't ask people to turn away from ordinary life. So your life is valuable. Oh, you're a housewife. Oh, you have a regular occupation? That's fine. You focus. That is your duty. We learned about that from our last meeting. So our ordinary life is one way for us to get close to God. So we don't have to be special, or we don't have to claim specialness, because each and every person has that way of getting close to God. And one of the most powerful concepts is this concept of seva, S-E-V-A, and that we serve each other. And so a Sikh is supposed to get rid of their own ego and their pride. And so look at our handout. At the very bottom it says, the 3 duties that a Sikh must carry out can be summed up in 3 words: pray, work, and give. So pray, nam japna, keeping God in mind. And then karma, remember I told you about karma? Karma means action. Karma is earning an honest living. So God is truth, and seek to live honestly. And so one way by which they do that is very impressive, by the way they carry out themselves in their profession, in what they do. They're so dedicated. They avoid gambling, begging, or working in the alcohol, tobacco industries, and all that. And then they move many more steps forward. How do they do that? They share literally. I'm not just saying, in terms of sharing their earnings with others and giving to charity and caring for others. And so those are really very powerful concepts. And so to conclude this portion, and just for us to have a handle of it, Sikhism has 5 Ks. Kesh is the hair that they promise not to cut. Now, in the second video that I referenced to you, which you can watch later on in your leisure, you will find that not everyone follows this, but that is the precept of Kesh. And then the second one is Kanga, which is a small comb that Sikhs use to keep their hair tidy, and it's a sign of cleanliness. And the third is Kara, or a bracelet, on the right arm, and it's a closed circle that signifies no beginning and no end. And as with God, there is no beginning and no end. And it's a reminder to behave well, keep faith, and restrain from wrongdoing. Now, the 4th K is called Kacha or Kachera, which is the white cotton undergarment. I had very kind of intimate discussions with this with some of my Sikh students in my world religions class. Those were the days when people didn't really use undergarments. And, remember the concept that I've been sharing with you, that cleanliness is part of religion, and so cleanliness and purity is part of it, and that's a part of it. And then kirpan is a warrior sword or a dagger that it's not to be used to cause harm, but it symbolizes bravery and your readiness to really defend the faith. And so our program today is very interesting. We have a short video, and after the short video, I would like to introduce you to a friend of mine, and he really has been a leader in the Sikh community. I thought that one great experience about Sikhism is for you to know and to interact with somebody who knows and who has really lives the faith. Not only believes in it, but lives it. So this is one key point about Asian religions. Asian religions are those religions that it's not necessarily out of belief, but it is out of practice, doing what ought we to do. I would like to recognize the Rangaswamis coming in. Anita Rangaswamy was the person who welcomed us to the Hindu temple. Namaste. Madhav Rangaswamy, please sit with us. And so now let's go to the video. And this is just a teaser video for 3 minutes, and then we'll see what happens.
Mostly sunny and hot today. High of 106. Partly cloudy tonight, low of about 80. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, humid.
We are following this breaking news story. Flames pouring out of the tower at the World Trade Center in New York City.
2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country.
After 9/11, everyone was scared. First, it was terrorist against American. Then it was American against Americans.
Go home! You don't like America? Leave this country! We're proud to be Americans!
A lot of innocent people were hurt because someone thought they looked like enemy. Four days after the terrorist attack, my brother was shot.
Where's your emergency?
Somebody shoot my brother-in-law! Somebody did what? Shoot! Someone just got shot? Somebody shoot! Somebody did what? Okay, ma'am, you need to calm down, okay?
Well, my uncle was talking to some people in the yard at his gas station, and some guy came up and next to him and shot my uncle.
Okay, where is the suspect? Where is the suspect at?
Okay, we're at the Chevron station.
Okay, I understand, Chevron station. So where's the guy that took off?
He took off down
What color is the vehicle?
heading east on University.
East on University, and what color vehicle?
There's a black pickup truck, I think, like the
In a black pickup truck?
I think he thought my uncle was a partner of Osama bin Laden.
Is there anyone there trying to give him CPR?
Yeah, they pickup people trying.
Okay, stay on line with me, okay? You're doing a good job. Just try to calm down, okay?
He doesn't appear to be breathing.
Here's a picture of my uncle. See, I was talking about this one.
Is the victim pretty much, do you think he's gone?
I think so.
Okay.
He's an Arab American.
Okay.
I think about him every time. Whenever I go somewhere, I still think about him. When I'm at home, I think about him. When I'm like at places, I really think about him when I see his picture.
His name was Balbir Singh Sodhi, the eldest of the brothers. He wore a turban and beard in commitment to his Sikh faith and was America's first post-9/11 hate murder victim.
why this person, killed my brother.
Thank you. I hope that very short message, and the person speaking in the video himself is here with me, one of our big supporters in the Arizona Interfaith Movement, Rana Singh Sodhi, his brother. Come on, Rana. So Rana will share with us the story of his family, his story, and then we'll open it to Q&A at some point. But please share with us, Rana. Thank you, Rana, for Rana is involved in a number of businesses, but one thing is he operates a Guru Palace restaurant all the way out in Gilbert.
Mesa.
Mesa. And so he is here with us. Thank you for the generosity of your time.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. And I want to share about my immigrant story, what happened. My family came in America, and after that, what happened in America. And I can't expect what happened after 9/11 with my family. Originally, I grown up in Punjab in India, in a Sikh family, and originally my grandfather, they separated, they moved from Pakistan to India when India got separated in 1947, and then they, lose everything. They lose their house, everything. They just survive and move back to India. And since that, they don't want to be, I remember that some of my brother want to go to England, and my grandfather, he don't like British people, because my grandfather thinking the British make India and Pakistan separated, and that time 100,000 of people was killed, and woman was raped, and people was looted, and he saw those things, and he thinking our politician and the British government did wrong thing to divide those country, and people lose so many loved ones in that division in 1947. But in 1984, we have a problem with central government in India. They're not faring with our Sikh state in Punjab. And that time, in 1984, the Indian Army destroyed the Golden Temple, the highest, respected temple in our Sikhism. And the Indian Army destroyed and they bombed the Golden Temple. And Sikh was very, very hurt. And that's the first time our parents feel like we are not secure, safe, because we are minority in India, just 2% Sikhs in India at that time. And that's the first time I heard, and they want to send us away from India. And in 1984, when that attack has happened, the two Sikh bodyguard who was serving to Prime Minister of India, then they get upset and then they killed the Prime Minister of India. And that killing escalated so much, and in the capital of India and the major city of India, all the Sikh family, wives, all women, children, they brought it to the street and burned alive in 1984. And that really, I feel like that genocide to the Sikh in 1984. And that bill was passed in California legislation last year. The Sikh genocide in 1984 in India. And that's the time our parents, I was young that time, 18-year-old, they want us to get out from that country because the police are making a fake encounter to killing the Sikh young boys. It's very common. And we have so many cases happen. And that's in 1985, my first brother, we arranged to pay, I think that time about 25,000 rupees to give someone to make him to get the visa to come to US. And when he landed in Los Angeles, and he write a letter back to our family, and he say, Los Angeles is the name of the city because this country and this city is so beautiful and the people are very loving and kind. I want to be all my family to become in this country to be safe and practice the Sikhism. And then secondly, I came, then one time we are 6 brothers here. And I start my first job at a 7-Eleven as a cashier, doing a night shift. And daytime, I do some driving cabs and do some other jobs. And I have 3 born children in Phoenix. And my first born, my daughter, she was born in 92. And I telling all my story, and I feel so proud. And she become a doctor, and she was right now doing residency last year in Cedars-Sinai, where I was working in Los Angeles, 1 mile away from there. And I really show that place when I go with her, and I show her this is my first place in America to get this job. And I didn't know that my daughter will be doctor and serving in this back to the community and country. I'm proud of you, my daughter. And we have a wonderful life, and we all 3 brothers and all 3 brothers living in Los Angeles. Then we all living at one time in Los Angeles, but 1987, my brother get partnership in the restaurant with our family member in Phoenix. So we have a first Indian restaurant in Phoenix, 1987 in Arizona. Then when I visit in 1989 in Phoenix, I love Phoenix. That time I was unmarried. And I tell my brother, I tell my family, I'm going to grow my family in Phoenix. That time I was unmarried because I feel like I can't afford LA and its apartment life. I don't like it because I grow in farm in India. And then 89, we all 3 brothers and we lived together and run that restaurant. We all 3 brothers and 3 family live in 5-bedroom home and behind the restaurant, and we start working and we enjoy the life. We never ever thought, there's a lot of ignorance and hate exist in the USA. I always thinking our country have a more educated people, and I never thinking about the people have a hate exist in this country until the 9/11 happened. Before 9/11, I go to any time I do night shift. I never ever concerned about my security and my life. I never ever scared to go anywhere. But this episode, 9/11 attack to our country, changed not only my life, all the Sikh and the people who are foreign Asian background, they are concerned because what happened after 9/11, It's very, very sad. And that time, I understand, there's a lot of ignorance in our community. We need to educate more and more people. And in Sikhism, we don't believe to convert people to Sikhism. In our first Guru teach us, there's one God, and all these different religion is path to the God. You can choose any path to go to the God. And we respect every religion. And even before 9/11, people thought I'm Muslim. They greeted me, Salam alaikum. I greet them back, wa alaikum assalam. I never think about, I should tell them I am a Sikh, because I don't have any concern about my security. But after 9/11, then I read and I learn, and the person who killed my brother, and there are a lot of people in our country, and we have done a survey in 2007, and we find out 89% American didn't know who the Sikhs are, never heard their names, never interact with any Sikhs, because we are very, very, even in India, we are 2% Sikh population in India. But Sikhism is the 5th largest religion in the world, but people don't know that. And in Sikh don't believing to go out and educating more people. And after 9/11, I thought this is a very, very important matter to be educating our culture, our faith to our neighbors, our community, to be building a respect, to understand each other. So last 22 years, I'm doing that, and I choose it to make this country hate-free, to lovable, to love each other, your neighbor and your community. And I decided myself, I'm going to do my whole life. Whenever, how long I be in this world, I will not going to stop it. And I've even, the day of my brother was killed, he asked me don't go to work, because I have a gas station in Phoenix area, and I was wearing turban, and he said don't go to the work because it's not safe. And I say, where are you? And he said, I'm working. Then I said, why you working and you never let me work? And he's like my father, he's elder than me. And I say, I'm going to go. I don't feel like somebody come and hurt me, but there's a lot of going on in our community, in our neighborhood. And he say, I am in a safe area, because he thought, his gas station in the neighborhood, people love him a lot. Even the young children, he give them free candies. He was known for, so many people. Some people he say, okay, I don't have a gas money. And he say, okay, I give you $10 gas. You come back. If you have it, then you pay back and don't worry. He do those things with his neighbor. So he say, I'm, very, very safe. And he was more concerned about me, my safety. And I can't believe it, the person who killed my brother, even he don't know him. And he just saw the turban and the skin color and the face, and he thought we are associated with Osama bin Laden, because the people see the picture in the TV, in the media, Osama bin Laden picture showing multiple times and after 9/11. And people associate our turban, our face appearance to those terrorists though. And after that, the day of he was shot, and when I heard it and I go there's about 300 people was his gas station with flower and candle. And I can't believe it, opened my heart. And people, I think in the middle of night, some of the people come to me and he say, you can go spend time with your children and your family, and we will here all night. Because my brother's body was still there. And that love I get from the community in Mesa, in Arizona, that changed my life. We don't know those neighbor who was with my family that night. That's the love I can't forget. And then, you know, and after 10 months happened, and I have another brother who was driving cab in San Francisco. He was shot and killed. I lost my two brothers in 10 months. And my parents was in India, and they thinking, you know, we should go back to India, but we not safe. But I tell my parents, you know, I know it's very hard for you, but the way of the government, of American government, the law enforcement and the justice system and the people in this country are so wonderful. I'm seeing that. In 1984, I'm comparing those things. Thousands of Sikh was killed and burned alive in capital, in New Delhi. Until today, none of the family get justice. None of the family. That I tell to in the White House. They invite me to come speak in the White House. And I tell Obama that time, I'm proud to be, even I lost my brother, I'm proud to be part of this nation because my family got justice. They get the people who killed my brother, and the jury find him guilty and put him in a death penalty. But my family don't want to kill for eye to eye. They say, you know, in Sikhism, we are warrior, but the people have a forgiveness also. And my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, she said, you know, that's fine. We don't want to take anybody life. You know, he made a mistake, and I lost my husband. I don't want any other woman lost his husband. And that, I feel like, you know, when anybody is a victim of anything, if they get the justice, it gives you so much relief. And that my family, my Sikh community get so much justice in this country. And so I'm here today with my turban, standing with you, to be proud. Even I lost my brother, I say, you know, this is a wonderful country. But I need to educate our new generation to respecting and building a respect to each other, all the different faith and culture people to respect each other. That's the beauty of our Constitution. Color, creed, and gender, we all equal. And that's the Guru Nanak, who is the founder of Sikhism, teach us we all human are equal. And after that, you know, we decided, even my parents asked me, come back to India, and we all brother decided we're not going to come back to India. We still feel more safer with that. And today I want to share with you what we believe, who the Sikhs are, and I think that's little education making a lot of difference. And especially when I go to some kindergarten and high school or middle school, I feel more better because our young generation to learn more, because this is our future. You know, we're trying to give them more path to have a better life, to our country, not in our country, to the whole world, to have a peace in this earth. And that's the way we can do it. And hopefully, I believe it. And I always thinking, if Dr. Martin Luther had a dream to get the justice to the black community, get the vote to black community and get the black young children to be higher in a good school system, and his dream was fulfilled when Barack Obama was elected by our country to be our president. I think his dream is, I believe it, that day is fulfilled. Even, they have rights before that, but this is amazing, the beauty of this country. And one day I want to see some woman be president in this country. Because in Sikhism, and Guru Nanak, the first Guru say, why you say two bad words? All the kings, all the president is come from the women's. You should respect women more than anybody else. And I tell my daughter, finish your family, I want you to be run for the president. I want to see some woman in president. In India, I think I was young, in 75, our prime minister was Indira Gandhi. And in our history of US, we don't have any woman yet. And we want to be in that, field. I don't know, this is the way I think it. Okay, so who are the Sikhs? And all, you can see the picture, and mostly some people choose to be, have a beard is open. My beard is that long too, but I have a restaurant, so I have to gel it every morning. My beard is that long, and some people say, no way. And I gel it and make a knot and tuck it and pin it. And that way, if I work around the food, so my hair doesn't go in the food. So that's, you can see some of the people have a net also in the left, and some people put the net, and I gel it. I have a very strong gel, so my hair doesn't fall, and some people leave it open though. So after that incident happened, then we start a organizer, National Sikh Campaign, to be educating more people. Then we have a fundraising about in our community to go on CNN and Fox Channel, to starting ad who the Sikhs are, to educating more people. So that's we started our National Sikh Campaign in 2007 to be going nationwide with a different channel, news channel, media, internet media, to be educating more people about that. And common misconception, some people believing the Sikhs are Muslim and they have a beard, but mostly in Muslim community, and there's few community they wearing a turban, and when they travel they take off their turban. And I never, in my 35 year in US, I never ever met any person besides than Sikh who wearing turban. I never interacted with. If you see any person with a turban and a beard, there's a 99% chance it be Sikh though. So in some Hindu wearing turban, when they get married, when they have special ceremony, if they do puja, but they don't wear on regular life. Like in morning, every morning I wake up, get shower and get ready, gel my beard and tie turban and wear all day, wherever go. But in turban, in Hinduism, people wearing when they get married, mostly, and then they take it out. So mostly you see any person with a turban is 99% have to have a Sikh though. Next please. And some people believe Sikhism in the blend of Hinduism and Islam. And when our first Guru born and he starts preaching people, he clarified that I'm not part of Hindu, I'm not part of Muslim, and he started to educating people about good human being to respecting everyone. Because that time in Hinduism, the caste system, when he was born, very, very bad. If you born in lower caste, they don't treat you good. And I don't know it's very much exist, but some family maybe still do that. And they believe it, they are more better Hindu than other Hindu. If you born in lower caste, they don't allow to go untouchable. You can go to their home and they can share the bread, they can sit together, all those things. And Guru Nanak said, nope, we all equal. Even the woman's was, if the husband die and they burn alive the woman's with the husband, it's called Sati Pratha. It's not exist anymore, but when Guru Nanak born, that was exist that time. And that bad things, people practice those things in India. Okay. So Sikh are part of the American history, and mostly they came in Canada, then they came to California, New York, and they are mostly, when originally come, they come as a farmer and hardworking in labor. And right now you can see, all different fields. There's a lot of in business and a lot of doctor, engineer. Our new generation getting more educated and getting in different field. The lawyer, and they I have a friend. His daughter, she's a doctor, and she become a state legislator in California. And we have another Sikh a mayor in New Jersey, and they want to be getting involved in the community and the politics in the government level too. And the scientist, the father of fiber optic, and he's happened to have a Sikh gentleman, and who researched that. And which one I mentioned, and even Sikhism, the fifth largest religion in the world, and when we have research, 89% people don't know. And then I personally decided, I'm going to go out and educate more and more people. So that's the reason we have a 2 documentary, A Dream in Daud. You see the 3 minutes in the beginning. So then another one, Why Did We Fall? About 9/11 and about our culture and Sikhism. And the core Sikh beliefs, so we believe in one God and to all humanity, not color, creed, and gender. We all equal. So in earning, that's I think all the religion have a same core value. None of the religion teach you something different. The only thing I see it, the people who get more fanatic and in any religion, that's the dangerous part though. But most of religion, they try to teach you, serve, and be a good human being in this world. And we are definitely having a sharing honest work and sharing with the people who are unfortunate or needed. And we don't have a different timing of prayer. We believe it, you can remember the God all day. It's not choose for separate timing to any time. You can do any time, day of prayer. There's no restriction. And we don't believing in any fasting, superstition, any ritual or caste system, which one I mentioned you. That's the reason any person who belong to Sikh religion, the men's last name going to be Singh and woman's last name going to be Kaur. Singh means loin, Kaur means princess, and that make every person to believing in Sikhism all equal. Because in caste system, and if people say my last name is Sharma, so it means I am higher than other people though. So that's reason our guru who started that, he make every person who believing in Sikhism are equal though. They can sit together and share together and eat together. There is no difference with that. And Sikhism prohibited smoking, drinking, and any intoxication is very, very prohibited though. But for example, I don't never ever smoke, but I drink occasionally. The people who baptize, they can't even touch it. I'm not baptized. I was baptized for 2 years, but it's tough to be baptized. Yeah, you have to give up. Then you have no social life. I believe it. Like I thought, when you sit with your friend, you can have a couple drink. So I give up after 2 years. That's so much commitment. So, but I don't. I see there people have a turban and smoking. I never ever see. It's very, very prohibited, and also any kind of intoxication too. And Mr. Albert already mentioned the 5K. The people who baptize, they have to have those with their body. To bracelet for good deeds. The swords right now they're showing the small one, but originally is you have to have keep the swords because at that time there's no guns. And Sikh was a warrior to be known for protection. And our 9th Guru, his name is Guru Tegh Bahadur, he sacrificed his life to protect the Hinduism. Because Muslim kings invaded in India, the Hindu have 2 choices, become Hindu, become Muslim, or you kill. Okay, and then the Hindu priest, they get together and approach to Sikh Guru, 9th Guru, and ask him to protect him. And he said, ask the king, come to me first. And if you convert me, then all the Hindu become a Muslim. Then he not convinced and not convert him, then his head was chopped in New Delhi. We have a place where he was head was chopped. And after that, the Sikh he ordered all the Sikh to be armed to protect all the innocent people, the women and children, any innocent people. He said, you have to stand up being a Sikh to be any person to be innocent people. So that's when they keep the swords with them. And the underwear special for, moderate. And the Sikh not allowed to cut their hairs. And our Sikh believe, and our Guru believe it, if God gives you something, it means something. And sometimes I thinking he's right. I never see Jesus Christ in clean shape. And I never see the Santa also in clean shape. All those spiritual people never ever cut their hair. And same in a Hindu, all our Hindu God, they never cut their hair. And that's reason they believe it, what God gave you, you should respect them. And the 5th thing is calm. And see, they make common sense. If you have a long hair, long beard, you have to have hygienic cleanliness. You do shower every morning and clean your hair and be hygienic with that. Okay, next. So there's a turban differences. So they're non-Sikh turban, the Palestinian, Afghan, Indian, Hindu wearing, and Iranian turban. And there's a Sikh turban on your left. You can see it, the person on the top. Some women choose to be a turban too, because what I mentioned in the beginning, women have an equal right of what men can do it, women can do it. And some women choose to wear a turban, and they do wear a turban. And some young children, because they are so young, and it's called patka, a small piece of cloth, and its purpose to be cover your hair, to be dust and all those things, to be nicely good.
How long does it take you to put on your turban?
2 minutes. Yeah. Next, please. We can do a Q&A, in a couple of minutes. So the guru, we have a 10 guru in our Sikh. Their main mission to be love for God, social justice for humanity. That's the reason they want to keep all the Sikh, the swords, carry the swords with you. You stand for justice anywhere you go. If you see injustice, you stand for that. And I feel so sad. I was working at my gas station, and some guys came in, and he literally told me, I will come and shoot you. And the one woman standing with me as another customer, and I call 911, and I tell the woman, did you hear what he said? She said, no, I didn't hear it. That's make me sad though. It's nothing hurt you, he already left. But you should do that. But if I see that unjust, I will stand for that. That way, we all protect each other. They're idle for teaching and preserved through the writing and action. What Mr. Albert explained, we combine with those things though. Next, please. And we have our own holy book. It's called Guru Granth Sahib. Have 1430 pages in written. All these writing in the poetry. You can sing it too. And the good thing in this holy book is not only written by the Sikh guru. It's diverse. It's by some Hindu saint and Muslim saint also. So it's diverse. In the beginning, the holy book also diverse with that, to show the respect to everyone. Next, please. And Gurudwara is the place of the Guru where we go and pray. Some people say temple also, and original word is Gurudwara, the house of the Guru. So where you can, we don't need, to enter the Gurudwara, you don't need any membership. You don't need to be asked anybody. You just have it to cover your head, take off your shoe. Make sure you don't have any tobacco in possession, no intoxication, and you welcome to any Sikh temple in the world, any Sikh temple. And we do honor to have it. That's from the beginning of the Sikhism started, have a free kitchen to everyone. They want to be, the food is an essential part of your body. If you're hungry, you can't pray, you can't concentrate. So you have to have a food first, then you can sit and pray together. Right. And a free kitchen to everyone. And Sikh, which one we already discussed. The scientist, on all the way in the right, left, he is the father of fiber optic, and he discovered that new technology to be people can go with all the internet thing though. So I happen to have met these both politician Obama, and one time our Prime Minister of India came to the White House, and then Obama invited me to come to the state dinner. So even with the 2%, and he was well respected person in the world in economy. And he's not a politician, he was a teacher, but India select him to run the country, to save the country, to as a Prime Minister of India 2 terms. So you can see this is the some of the picture where we went to the state dinner. Our state senator, governor Janet and Hillary Clinton was in the state dinner, and that Mr. Obama in the Oval Office. And then he came to Las Vegas once, and he invited me to come to meet there. And he trying to do immigration reform, and asked how we can do that. Then we will meet there. Okay, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So we have a few minutes. We will conclude at 1, but we have a few minutes for some of your questions. Also, Rana was with the Mayor of Mesa with President Biden.
Yeah, we do have a lunch with them.
That was also. Any thoughts or
yes, sir.
John.
Is there a common language among Sikhs?
Yes.
What is it?
Punjabi is our mother language, and Punjabi, Hindi, and Urdu. These 3 languages. If anybody can understand one language, can understand those 3 languages. Very common things, dialogue, and like my children, they grown up in Punjabi language. They're born and raised in Phoenix, but we watch Hindi movie more often. But Urdu is very similar to Punjabi, the same dialogue. But my parents my dad was always reading Urdu because they born and raised in Pakistan that time. So these 3 languages are very, very similar to each other, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Do you still have your restaurant?
Yes, we do have it. My brother have one restaurant, 51st Street and McDowell, and I have my own restaurant on Gilbert and Baseline in Mesa. I can give you my card when I leave that. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Where is the largest concentration of Sikhs in the country or in the world? I mean, is there a third? What?
But mostly Sikh are inside in Punjab.
Okay, still.
Still. And the second population, largest in Canada, is growing a lot. And right now, I think what I mentioned, 1984, a lot of Sikh moved out from India, a lot of Sikh. And England, mostly Australia, Canada, and America. 1984, they're expanding, still coming out a lot.
Anyone? Yeah, please.
Let's see if I got this right. Okay, Guru Nanak, he
Perfect.
began Sikhism.
Yes.
What motivated him to start a new religion?
I think the story, we heard it when he was born. He was born like a gifted child, and he born in Hindu family. When he was young, he refused to wear, I don't know what's it called, Janeu. There's a sacred thread his family want to wear, and he asked them, if this thread never get dirty, never get destroyed, then you wear me. If it that dirty or destroyed, I don't want to wear it. In that age, he was 5 years old at that time. And he refused to wear it. And I think he was born as gifted to become, because that time India was suffering a lot with those caste system, so much, treating in the Muslim kings are treating India at that time. Turkish people was ruling that time in India when he was born. And they're treating people very, very badly.
To put in context how revolutionary Guru Nanak is, which I mean is very different idea, very, very progressive. At that early stage in the 1400s, talking about equality of everybody, that is so unheard of And so he had that foresight. And I tell you, it's not just a talk, it's reality.
It's reality.
It's reality. I myself, me going to India and then going to the big Gurdwara there, it's like everybody was on the floor.
And
Whoever you are, you're fed.
And he had no schooling. He did not go to schooling. All these holy book he was written, and he had a companion. He's Muslim, and he say, the God sending this, Gurbani, what we say is written. He said these, all this line, God sending me, and he starts singing those things.
So is he a prophet?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yes.
You would say he
Yeah.
is Guru Nanak.
And he make it in his life. He make a 4 journey to 4 different direction to educate more people, to make them clarify. And I can't believe it. In that time, he went to Makkah and Baghdad. He traveled that time, and we have a place. We find it, and my family working on that to build a Sikh temple in Baghdad. And people know that the Guru Nanak was come here, and when we have a war in Iraq, and some of the family from Phoenix, they are from Baghdad, they find out about that place, then they approach my family, and now we are processing to be building a Sikh temple in Baghdad.
So with that thought, we really thank you so much, Rana. So feel free to talk to Rana afterwards.
Yes.
There was one question online. Someone also though was commenting, saying, understanding that Guru Nanak was all the things he did to had an experience of the infinite, and so that's what she was saying. That, but I can't quote it all right now. But one person had one question about being gay. Is there anybody? What does Sikhism have any position on homosexuality?
Not at all. And so far in Sikhism, there's no. I never see it anything, because in the beginning is talk about equality.
Okay, that's just quick. Was that one person had?
Yeah.
We're just checking.
So there's no any problem to be going to be any Sikh temple to any gay or lesbian. Nothing. Everybody fully respected to each other.
I do remember one story I saw on the internet. Sorry, real quickly. Just there was a woman here who lives here in America. I think she's American, but she was Sikh, and she had a hormone issue where she actually grew a beard.
She grown up in Phoenix.
She grew in Phoenix, right?
Yeah. And I know her very well because she played with my children, and she become attorney, and she proud to be. She never ever shaved her, and because she said, God gave me, I will keep it. And she married, and I know the husband because we are family friend with the husband too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that, we really thank you so much.